With this topic, we are now looking at how do we find the mean of a set of data. So I think what's going to be helpful with this is I'm going to pull up a writing tool so we can use this to help us. All right. So the question says each of 7 students reported the number of movies they saw in the past year, and then here is, and I believe it says the numbers they reported, right? So you've got we've got 7 students. One said 11, one said 5 movies, one said 10 movies, one said 4, one said 13, another one said 4, and one said 6. And so when they say find the mean number of movies that the students saw, basically they're just asking you, hey, find the average number of movies that people watch. That's all mean means. Mean means average. So when you think of the word mean, I want you to think of average, right? Where, if I had to throw these all in a thing and say I'm going to throw a dart and this is going to kind of apply to everything, that would be your average number. And with something like this, there's a pretty wide spread, right? Like you have one student that went to 13 movies. I mean, that's crazy. That's a lot of movies. But then you have a couple students that, each only saw 4, so they don't get out a bunch, right? So let's find out what that average is. Okay, so the way to find average is you add up everything. So you total everything, total, all of your numbers, and then it goes by how many numbers did you total up. All right, so the total would be 11 plus 5 plus 10 plus 4 plus 13 plus 4 plus 6. And then we're going to divide that by, it should be 7 different numbers, right? Because it's 7 students. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it is. So then you just add them up. So you got 16, 26, 30, and 43 plus 4 is 47 plus 6 is 53. So we have 53 divided by 7. And then it says round your answer to the nearest tenth. So we'll do a quick little long division problem because I don't feel like pulling up a calculator. All right, 7 does not go into 5, but it does go into 53 7 times without going over. So 49. We got 4. Let's bring down a 0. And 7 goes into 45 times without going over. So you get 35. 5, bring down another 0. Then 7 goes in 7 times without going over. And then we can stop there because we're rounding in the nearest tenth. So we just needed to go out to the nearest hundredth to see, do we round up or do we round down? Or keep it where it is. You don't round down. We're going to round up because if you have 7.57, and we're going to use these approximate signs because it does keep going, the number does. So that 7's telling us that we're going to take this 5 and we're going to bump it up. So that's going to give us approximately 7.6. And that means that the average number of movies that this 7 students watched were 7.6 movies. So obviously it's not nearly as many movies as Mr. 13, but it's a few more movies than the 2 people who saw 4 movies. All right, so check, and we did well. So let's just do one more to make sure we're completely understanding this. Okay, so I'm going to take this and move this down a little bit. All right, now we got 6 students. And how many hours did you watch television last week? So we got a lot of television watching going on here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add up all these numbers, right? 20 plus 16 plus 16 plus 13 plus 13 plus 20. And then it's 6 students, so we're going to divide by 6. So you always divide by your sample size, by how many you're adding together. And it's one thing you can do whenever you're doing an average is look at your top number and look at your smallest number. Look at your largest and your smallest numbers, right? My largest number is 30, and my smallest number is 13. So you know that your answer has to be between 20 and 13. So if you goof up and forget to add a number or two in there, and you get something like, well, my average is 10.7. There's no way, because that doesn't even fall in the range. So it should fall in that range. It should fall in the range between 20 and 13 in this case, right? So we're going to add this up now. I'll stop talking. We'll go 36 plus 16. Well, that's 52. And we add 52 plus 13 is 65. Plus 13 is 78. Plus 20 is 98. So we have 98 divided by 6. So let's see what we get. 98 divided by 6. One time, right? You guys just love watching me do long division, right? So 5, 6 times, so 36. I had to think about that for a second. 0.3, and then we're going to get a repeat of the 3 going on here, all right? And then that will just keep going on. So it's 16.3 repeating, but remember, we want to round to the nearest tenth, so we look at our 100th place, which is a 3. And that 3 tells us we're going to keep this 3 exactly where it is. So our answer is approximately 16.3. So the average number of hours watched by this group of 6 students was 16.3 hours. All right, let's see how we did. See if ALEKS likes us. And it does. So I hope this is helping you with finding the mean of a data set.